How did Mumbai become rich? Drugs, and in particular, opium. In the 1750s, opium was being produced in two parts of India. The first one in Varanasi and Patna on the eastern side of India, the second one in the central region of Malwa, that is today in Madhya Pradesh. Both the regions were ruled by Maharajas, but in 1757 and 64, the British East India Company won a battle that gave them full control of Varanasi and Patna. These two regions became part of the Bengal Presidency. They established a monopoly on the entire opium business. Opium could be cultivated only if it was to be sold to the East India Company, where it would be auctioned to traders. The East India Company would make a profit of 400 to 500% on the trade. The traders would take that opium and smuggle it to the one market addicted by it, China. That's where the other opium producing region comes in, Malwa in Madhya Pradesh. It was not under the British rule and thus had no restrictions on opium production. The Bombay merchants stepped into Malwa. They provide money to farmers to grow opium. Then the merchants processed the opium and exported it to China from Bombay. China loved the Malwa opium as it was 25 to 30% cheaper than the Bengal opium and more potent than the Bengal opium controlled by the East India Company. The merchants in Bombay had hit a bonanza. The biggest merchant became a young man, Jamshedji Jijiboy. By 1823, the 40-year-old became arguably the richest man of India. In 1830, the British allowed the export of opium from Bombay on payment of a transit tax. It became the second biggest revenue source for them. Around the same time, a new trader enters Bombay, David Sassoon. Sassoon replaces Jamshedji Jijiboy as the top player in opium. The third player in the opium trade is the Tata family. Nusarwanji Tata learnt about the China trade and exported Indian opium to China and tea and silk from China. Bombay gains as well due to their wealth as well as many other opium trade players. The British used part of the tax revenues for investing in an infrastructure project, railways. In 1853, the first train is inaugurated from South Bombay to Thane. Meanwhile, Jijiboy's family funded the construction of the Mahim Causeway in 1841. That connected Bandra to the rest of Bombay. He thereafter invested in an industry that defined Bombay for the next 100 years, cotton. But the key player in cotton were the Sassoon family. They deployed the opium money into cotton. They took the trade further by building Sassoon Dock in 1875. In 1925, they were the single biggest mill owners in the city with 14 textile mills. And Bombay was the cotton capital of India. Like Sassoon, the Tata family also moved away from opium into the cotton business. They set up the business in the 1870s. They then built Taj Mahal Hotel in 1903 and the Tata Airlines in 1932. In a way, railways, docks, airlines across Bombay had one starting point, opium, because that's what made Bombay rich.